Goals drive our training and separate us from the exercisers because they give our physical activity a purpose. Whenever I start coaching a new client, I ask them what their goals are. More often than not, the only thing they're able to say is, "I want to get stronger." But that goal isn't good enough. Not because being stronger isn't something we should strive toward, but because it doesn't establish a clear direction for our training. Goals drive our training and separate us from the exercisers because they give our physical activity a purpose. Having a weak goal is better than having no goal, but there is a way to create goals to optimize their usefulness in your training. The most effective goals are SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Specific goals lay the foundation for all other goal details. It answers the question of what you're trying to be able to accomplish, so you can then map out how to get there. As an example, let's analyze I want to get stronger. Stronger what? Stronger glutes? A heavier deadlift? Do you want to be able to stand up out of your chair without using your arms? In other words, what is it you want to be able to do? Measurable. Having some unit of measurement for your goal allows you to track your progress. It's more difficult to work towards something when you don't know how far away you are, or if anything you're doing is actually helping you move toward your goal. Ideally, goals should be quantitative, meaning that they are measured numerically because they are the easiest to track. Examples would be a 200-pound press or going down to 25% body fat. Progress is trickier to calculate for qualitative goals because they tend to be measured as either success or failure. As an example, if you want to make it onto a sports team, you either made it or you didn't. In these situations, it's best to set up mini goals that will support the achievement of the main goal, and these should be quantitative more often than not. If typical players on this team have a 300-pound squat, make that one goal. If they tend to weigh a certain amount, make that another goal. Progress becomes trackable through the completion of these mini goals, which makes the lifter feel as though they're making headway, and it keeps their focus on things that are within their control. Attainable. Your goal should have the possibility of being completed in general. That means it's something that some human living right now would be able to complete. For instance, no one can become an Olympic presser right now because that event was taken out of the Olympics almost 50 years ago. Realistic. You must be capable of achieving your goals. Be honest with yourself. Consider your current and future capabilities and obstacles. I like my lifters to dream big, so one way I can get around goals that might be realistic but are definitely far off is to create smaller ones to work toward along the way. A lifter might be able to work toward a 250-pound power clean one day, but until then we'll work toward goals of 175, 200, and 225. Timely. This gives an expiration date to your goal completion. Having a timeline introduces some accountability by making it more difficult to put off work, and it can encourage a lifter to push themselves harder in their training. I split up goals into two categories: short-term and long-term goals. For weightlifting, short-term goals are typically completed within 1 calendar year, and as such, they are updated more frequently. Long-term goals, or sometimes called lifetime goals, can be completed within the next few years or few decades. You don't have to set hard dates for your goal completion, though. Do what works best for you. Goals are not set in stone. They can be modified, replaced, stretched out, or thrown out entirely. If you're setting goals for yourself and have complete autonomy over them, be careful with making too many updates. Goals lose their value if they're constantly changing, or you could lose motivation if you're not completing goals, and training can become ineffective if your direction changes too frequently. If you need help setting goals, making a training program to reach your goals, or accountability so you actually complete your goals, consider hiring a starting strength online coach today.